Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blungubani and this is the Blungubani YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button to join this ever so blue family. Period. If you are a returning subscriber, honey, let me just say take this moment. Let me just take this moment and say thank you, baby. Thank you. I love you so much. I appreciate your I appreciate you. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my makeup. I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me whilst I share a couple of things I wish I knew going into my 20s. In this journey of life, Bazalwan. Wow. Without further more to do, let us get into today's video. Please don't forget to hit the like button and I will see you on the other side of this video. So watch through to the end. Okay? So this is also going to be like a venting session for me. The first things first, things I wish I knew about moving to a different city, a new city altogether. Let me just say, last year 2022 I moved from KZN, Pietermaritzburg, which is like a small town. By the way, that is the capital of KZN, not Durban. Period. Anyways, I digress. So I moved from KZN to Johannesburg and in pursuit of my career and moving away from like my immediate family, moving away from my friends, moving away just from the norm, like, you know, the comfort of like day to day. So when I moved from Pietermaritzburg, came to Johannesburg, I just thought, oh man, things will happen like Angie, like I would figure things out quickly, like it would be just such a smooth journey. That was far from the truth, you know, especially last year, the first 6 months of me staying in Johannesburg. It was not easy in a sense, like adjusting. Like there's a lot of people here in Johannesburg. I remember for the first 3 weeks having come to Johannesburg, every time that I stepped out and I had to obviously buy things, buy furniture, I would have a headache because of the number of people I would see in town at a time. It was such a huge difference compared to Pietermaritzburg. Like in Pietermaritzburg, if it's full, obviously it's usually during the holidays or something. But here, there's just so much going on all the time, like all the time. Just besides that, there was a lot of culture shock just in terms of people and stuff. Like people, not everyone, but people are very mean here, specifically to Zulu people. I don't know what's happening. Like I don't know if like Johannesburg don't like Zulu people, but I always got some kind of cold shoulder every time they would hear me talk. Like, who does she think she is suddenly, you know? And not to say that I like, oh, another thing is that like they expect you to know other people's languages, but I was literally here for a couple of months, so you're expecting me to learn people's languages in a couple of months. Very hard to kind of like negotiate your way. Like it was hard for me to negotiate myself in spaces because they just thought, ah man, another typical Zulu person, which I don't even know when they mean like another typical Zulu person, expecting me to know their language but they don't know mine. Mind you, I'm willing to compromise and for us to speak what English, and I'm very much open to learning other people's languages. Like now I can say Dumelang like I get like guys, like give us the benefits of the doubt, like siyalika man, we're trying yalika, and don't come for me if like my accent is off. So I went through a lot of that. Like people are giving me a like cold shoulder because I'm Zulu, and especially because my apparently my accent is so strong. It shows that I'm from KZN Zulu kind of gal. Like as a Zulu person, it's just like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I can't learn a language in a week. Now, Connor, you're not even initiating conversation in your own language to teach me that language. So besides that, when I was going through certain things, it was very hard for me because I would want help. Okay, sorry. So just being in a different city, like a few hours away, driving away from home, it was very hard for me when I'm facing difficult things and I'm trying to like when I'm facing like challenging times, to get the comfort that I think I needed at the time, like physical touch and stuff like that, and just being in the presence of people that love me, to reassure me, to just pat me on the back, like to soothe me as you know, as life goes on. And I was struggling with that. Like, I was struggling so much with the fact that my family, my friends, a couple of hours away, I have to call them, but at the same time, when this tragedy or something happens, I can't like get a hold of them immediately. Or even if I get a hold of them immediately, again, I'm emphasizing the fact that I wouldn't get the comfort that I needed, because like physical touch, like hug me, like hold me, like cry with me, I wouldn't get that. So I had to kind of learn to self-soothe, which was, it was a difficult thing to do because man, as in, no guys, it's so hard. I'm not gonna do makeup, like I'm not gonna go out with makeup. It's hard. Like, I'm trying to do my makeup right now, but I'm literally already sweating. Like, I'm sweating, so I don't want to be uncomfortable the rest of the day. So we're just gonna go back. I'm gonna wipe my face, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna finish this video. Okay, I am back. Do not mind the hoodie. I know I say it's hot, but I wanted to wear my hoodie in today's video. Moving away from home was one of the difficult decisions that I've had to live with. Like, understand that I'm figuring things out on my own. I'm learning how to like exist in this place. Like, there's no sense of groundness, if I can put it like that. Like, there's no sense of guarantee of anything. There's constantly a shift that's happening, not just living in Johannesburg, but everything else that's just happening in my life currently. There's just not a sense of okay, we're getting a hold of this, okay. I might think that I'm getting a hold of it, but there's something constantly changing, constantly moving, constantly needed to be addressed. There's always something. So moving to Johannesburg and not being close to family or friends, it's kind of hard to navigate that, because perhaps my friends, my family I would be like, okay, that is my comfort zone. Like, I know this person, like they take me back, they give me that sense of, belonging, that sense of comfort that I need to say, oh my gosh, everything else is just moving across, up and down, left, right, center, but I'm holding on to this one thing that I'm like, ugh, it's not changing, just like in my comfort zone with this person. I don't have that. And it's so crazy, because it's just like, how can I, I sit down sometimes, I'm like, why? Because what? Work environments as a young person are so toxic. Like, for me, I've experienced, like, let's say 3 work spaces, and in some shape or form, it is such an oppressive place to be as a young person. Like, they don't want us to be there, and it's so sad, because these are the same people that are our bosses most of the time. Most of them are older than us, and they have this mindset of just like thinking, young people, like siyabanyanyisa. Like, we literally discussed all the older people in workspaces. It's such a toxic environment to work in. because you're constantly undermined, you're overworked, you're judged, like all eyes are on you all the time, you're criticized for something they've been doing for years, but you came here a couple of months ago, and they're criticizing you for some things that they're supposed to be doing. First of all, they're criticizing you for something they've done for so many years, and it's something that you're only learning now. And then they give you their jobs. Like, they give you a job, they assign you a job, and then if you don't do that, or you take a stand and you say that is not in my job description, oh, because who are you to tell us about job descriptions? Who are you? Whomst you? You know, they say all these derogatory terms to just kind of push you down and press on you, which I don't get. Like, and then after that, after you've done all of that, does your paycheck increase? Does it? Maybe you feel better about yourself in that moment, but the fact of the matter is your paycheck does not increase. They gossip about you. Oh my gosh. Like, grown people double your age, people older than my mother are gossiping about me. What? What is so worth sitting down as a grown person with a husband, with children, some even my age mate, to take time off your work to gossip about me? Like, make it make sense. Like, it does not make sense for a grown person to be gossiping about someone they are sometimes, most times, double their age. And then they will gaslight you. How? Gaslight you. Literally gaslight your entire experience. Manipulate it. Say this happened or this didn't happen. Or, like, change the turn of events, change the details on the story to serve their best interest at heart. Like, you're a grown adult, you're a grown person, and you're beefing with someone that is half your age. Mind you, I'm minding my business. I came here to work. I'm doing that. You, from wherever you came from, take initiative to come and beef with me. It's a one-sided beef. Most of the time in these companies, the people that are bullies, or the people that are usually toxic, gossiping, gaslighting people, making other people feel out of place, those people usually have been in the company for a long period. Therefore, they take advantage of the fact that they've been around here. Therefore, thus, they know everybody knows them, and they feel some kind of entitlement to treat people that are coming in some type of way, simply because of that. Like, they've been in this company for so long, which is not fair to say, because now obviously people are gonna be more biased to this person, because obviously in their eyes they're gonna act like a certain way, you're gonna say certain things about you as a newcomer, and they're gonna paint you in such a horrible light, so that when people engage with you, they already have a stance, they're already biased towards taking their side because they've been here longer. And then trauma, like being in your 20s, there's a lot of childhood traumas that you deal with. And some of the things you think, man, I moved past those things, but they are literally holding you down. They're holding you captive, and you're just going in circles and circles because of these traumas. Like, for example, for me, how my traumas were affecting me, like my childhood traumas were affecting me, is that during that time I developed like a lot of coping mechanisms, but now in this age that I'm in now, all those coping mechanisms don't work for me at all. They don't work for me. Instead, they take away from me. So I have to now go back and deal with those childhood traumas for me, for I guess my system, my body, my subconscious to let go of those coping mechanisms that I had developed for that time. Because if it seems, it looks like, it smells like this kind of threat that was a threat when I was growing up, my defense, my coping mechanisms are gonna go up. Like, it's gonna be red flags, they're gonna go up, and then I'm gonna function in my coping mechanism, which was dysfunctional for where I am right now. So now I have to go back and deal with a lot of things. And the thing is, the time you think, oh man, I'm done dealing with things, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's one. And you just sit there and you think, ha 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 ha, kanti umuntu uyaphola nini, yabo. And some of the things I also noticed that some of the traumas are also deeply embedded in my character. I had a very anxious attachment style. I want to say had, because we are moving past that, you know. So in my anxious attachment style, I constantly need validation from the latter party, whether it be God, whether it be my grandmother, whether it be my friend, my partner, whoever it is. I constantly need that validation from them. I'd be like anxious if perhaps they send me a text and they don't add an emoji or something like that. I'd be like, oh my gosh, did I do something? Or if I send a text message and they don't answer for hours, I'd be like, oh my gosh, perhaps what I said is offensive. You know, like, I was very anxious, like, and I'm hyper vigilant. Like, everything that I'm doing, I'm like microscoping it. Like, you know, I'm not allowing myself to just live and make mistakes and grow. And if I need to apologize, I apologize and move. I don't think much too deeply about that. Like, if an experience happens, I would just think, oh my gosh, that is literally my whole life, that is literally who I am. I'm this person. But I won't give myself grace for the moments that I was kind, that I was happy, that I was joyful, that I was, you know, offering a helping hand. And now having to deal with the reasons why I became an anxious attachment person. It's not easy. It's really not easy. And then another thing is that, like, I was a people pleaser. I was a people pleaser. Now I'm learning, like, it's so good to just be okay with your own truth. Like, even if someone else comes in and says something completely different from what you think or say, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay, that's your opinion. Because for the longest time, I gave the people that are close to me power to have a say in what I think. Perhaps if I say this is an orange and then they come, perhaps let's say it's my grandmother, and she says that that's not an orange, it's an apple. I would automatically say it's an apple because I see my grandmother as someone that I hold in high esteem and opinion yake I value, you know. But see, now I take a stance of, okay, she sees an apple, I see an orange. These are both our truths. It doesn't take away from my truth the fact that she's seeing an apple, and her truth doesn't take away from my truth that I'm seeing an orange. So I'm taking that stance, and it's been working for me. But there are moments where I can see that, people pleasing much, girl, work on it. But we're definitely working on it. It's so not easy because the traumas, they blend themselves so much into your character that you will think this is how you operate as a person, this is how you process things, you deal with things, this is the person that you are. All of these things that you are constructed by some level of trauma. I'm so grateful to God for this, is that I was as much as I was people pleasing, I was an anxious attachment person. I was very much aware of these things, and there was a time where I thought I couldn't grow out of it, you know. And the reason why I was aware was the time when I started not needing to be that to survive. Because for me to be that, there was a level of threat in my life, and when that threat disappeared, that's when I started being aware of myself that, oh my gosh, I need to let this go. Like, there is no threat around me, therefore I don't need to survive. I don't need to be this certain way. I don't need to be rigid like this. And I want to grow as a person, and I'm always focusing that, like, I see myself I see myself as this person, and for me to get to this person, I have to therefore dismantle all these systems in me that have allowed me to operate in survival mode for so long. So this is not easy because it's trickling down to the quality of the people that are in my life, the quality of life that I'm choosing to live, when it comes to the food, the entertainment, just the exposure that I allow myself to consume. It's not easy because also in just dealing and healing from trauma, like, God is my source and the Holy Spirit is constantly convicting me of things that I'm doing, and he knows that this is not right for me, this is not right for me, this is taking away from me. And it's so hard because for the longest time this character flaw has been so sharpened in my life. These things are kind of like being addict. You're an addict, and also you have to also work on your mental side to be like, we are not at a threat. We are like constantly reassuring myself that I don't need to be like that, I don't need, we're safe, okay. And I've taken an initiative to, for example, if I'm feeling very anxious, to be like, to close my eyes, to take deep breaths, and to say that I am safe. Because I guess my trauma generally has been associated with threat. You're scared of something that hasn't even happened. The amount of friendships that you lose, like, you lose people in your life where you thought they would be in your life forever. Like, when people that have gone ahead of you say like, you're gonna lose people in your life, you're like, me, my friends, never, me and my friends together forever, never that. And you lose people, and it's not to say like you lose people, but it's kind of like, we have ran our race together, and this is as far as our journey between you and I goes, and anything outside of that is like carrying dead weight, not garbage, but it's just like carrying dead weight. And therefore, let us leave what we have here and keep it moving. And that's not to say that perhaps in the future, somewhere down the line, we'll never cross paths again, but right now I need certain things and you need certain things, and where we are together, those things, we're not gonna get them. Therefore, let's divide and conquer. But overall, it's just love. It's just like, oh, okay, I see it, time has come, and let us let go, you know. And I'm so grateful that all these things, even though it hurts, like, it hurts obviously losing people, it's not easy. It's not like, okay, because I really take bonds and I take relationships very much seriously, and I hold them I hold them very sacred and very dear to me. And so when those kind of things happen, it's not easy for me to just let go, but I've come to a point where I'm okay with it. From birth until, let's say, I finished varsity, I was a result of circumstance. I was because of circumstance. Like, the person that I am, the choices that I made were influenced in some shape or form by the people around me, by the environment, by the things that I was exposed to, and so forth and so forth. But now I get to choose. Like, I have the responsibility to choose the person that I am. And that is such a huge responsibility because it requires a lot of consistency on my part. Like, I had to show up all the time, which is something that's very difficult, you know. It's very hard to hold yourself accountable, especially when you're like, oh man, I want to go to the gym today, but it's raining, you know, it's raining, for example. But you have to hold yourself accountable to be like, hey, you said you're gonna go to gym every Tuesday. You said that, and have to hold yourself accountable to the things that you said to yourself. It's hard. And like, when you're growing up, there was someone that was accountable for you. Like, why, if you don't go to school, why didn't you go to school? This person will wake you up in the morning to go to school. They will make sure that you get to school. Now it's just like, I literally have to be accountable for myself. Some things really require me to be like hard on myself, and it's so hard because I'm just gonna be like, no, please, no, I don't want to do that, I don't do that, no, but I know that's good for me. And being responsible for yourself also means that really showing up as your best self. Like, if you don't show up as your best self, you don't have any other person to blame except yourself. You have to literally sit down with yourself and be like, the reason why this didn't work out, the reason why it didn't happen or did happen or happened like this is because of you. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because you're just like, the blame is so much easier when you're looking at, like, when you're pointing to someone else, but it's different now when you're pointing to yourself, to be like, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me, I'm the one who allowed this to happen, I'm the one who put myself in that environment or in that space, I'm the one who did that to myself. Taking accountability for your own actions and all of that, it's so hard, but we're here, man, we're showing up. And that's also one of the things that I'm really learning to do, is just to show up for myself. I feel for the longest time, because I'm people pleaser and all of that, I would abandon myself and I will choose other people just to stop them from abandoning me, which is kind of weird, but that's how I was before. But now I have to choose myself and be like, even though that, like, the people pleasing mechanism in me is still there, I will nonetheless choose me, even if the other person still acts a certain way, still acts up, still throws tantrums, like they're angry or whatever. That's not my responsibility, but I must show up for myself first. And then if the person is willing to work things out, willing to talk it out, that's fine, that's them. But me, I'm gonna show up for myself. I'm gonna validate my own emotions. I'm going to be here. I'm not gonna abandon myself. I'm not gonna abandon what I think or how I feel, simply because this person is responding this way, which is great. Because, like, for the longest time I struggled with that so much, and I started, like, resenting even myself, like, in some way, like, why do you keep choosing people that won't even for a split second think about choosing you? It's a lot, but awareness is key, and now we're working towards that, and we're working in figuring things out and just learning life and all of that, which is really, really great. I'm so also humbled by this experience, because not everyone is aware and not everyone gets the grace to have an opportunity to do something about it. Some people will literally be in their whole lives in environments that require them to be in survival mode, but by the grace of God, I've been allowed that opportunity to take a step back and really work in the things that take away from me, that stunt my growth as a human being, as a person, that stunt my experience because of how I'm seeing and viewing the world. Other than that, guys, I enjoy life, because I feel like it's in all of these things that life is life. The beauty of life is really seeing the victor in yourself and all the potential that you have always had come alive in the things that you do and the way that you do things, in what you say and what you think. It's such a really beautiful thing to also a testimony, to be like, I used to be like this, but now I am like this. And again, I'm reiterating that it's by grace, Nakon, it's by the grace of God that I'm even aware of all of these things, and just being able to process life as it is. Like, there's a lot of things that are happening in the world right now around us that perhaps denies people that opportunity to do that, but I'm grateful to be here, also be able to see the other side, like the light at the end of the tunnel, the good in all of the bad, and just grow as a person and be a person of depth. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it to the end of this video, I love you so much. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get notifications every single time I post a bomb video. Until next time, take care. Love you loads, Gesana.